What's up, UH Nation? Thanks for tuning into Dallas's Week 2 recap. Kevin Minnick here with co-host Billy Hilliard. We're going to go over a few games in Week 2 that really stood out to us, starting with our Dallas Athletic League and the Glass House Shooters. Glass House Shooters really stepped up their game this week. They won last week. They did a good job, but this week they started doing full court pressing, fast breaking, and they just really took it to the next level. We have Stan shooting 3-pointers left and right. I mean, he scores so many from the 3-point line. Awesome player, great shooting guard. They utilize him very well. Down low, we got Mike Swisher, who does a phenomenal job at just dominating the boards. He's crafty underneath the hoop. He knows all the post moves. Great player. We had an awesome play where Cecil Hood, point guard for Glass House Shooters, drove into the basket and did a behind the legs or under the legs pass to Mike Swisher, who finished for an awesome bucket. So they put on an awesome show. Now we're going to break to James Ramsey interviewing Matthew Minnick and Cecil Hood.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the winners of the game. We got the 2 stars from Glass House Shooters for the night. We got Matt Minnick and we got Cecil Hood, Ace Hood as we like to refer to him out there on the court. Now tell us about the game, guys. How overall do you think it went? I mean, you had a 17-point lead at the end of the game, but I saw a lot of bumps and bruises. What do you think about the physicality out there?
It was a real physical game, but that's how we want to play. We talked about it in the offseason that's how we wanted to play this season because, we kind of played laid back last season, and we felt like that was the reason why we didn't end up winning the championship. So we can get used to the physical play just when it's clean within the rules.
All right. Well, Matt, question I have for you tonight is we started off a little bit slower than usual because we're trying to get used to our sponsorship with, Spalding? And what do you think about the balls? Because at first we saw you were feeding Trey a lot to bring the ball up, and he was mishandling, a lot of mishandlings at the first game. What do you think about the ball situation, and how do you feel about it?
I think it's just an adjustment we need to make. If we got one that's like nice and leathery and really fits in the hand well, this one kind of felt like a jawbreaker. So I don't know if we were playing with like a never flat or
well, I don't know about the never flat, but it was a ever turnover. I'll tell you what at the beginning of the game. Well, tell me one last thing, man. So, seeing all these teams, you've only played 2 weeks, right? But tell me how you feel about the league. Like, where do the Glass House Shooters sit as far as the rest of the teams in the league? The 7 of them. Where do you fit out of the 7?
I think talent-wise we're on top. I think we just gotta, we got a couple new players. Last season we didn't have this team in this league last season, and we really got to just get our chemistry together, and then I don't think anyone can take us.
And Cecil, last question: who do you find would be, outside of the team you played tonight, or even out of the team you played tonight, who do you think would be your biggest competitor this season?
Probably Massive Jammers, probably. Yeah.
Last season's champions. Okay,
yeah.
And why is that? Just curious.
Just I feel like they chemistry. They play hard. They play physical. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, we do appreciate you two for taking time after the game. I know you're tired. From all the points, turnovers, rebounds, fouls, everything. I know you're tired, so we do appreciate it. And see y'all next week again. Tune in to Ultimate Hoops. One love, one ball, one game at a time.
Next person I want to talk about is Jordan Lair. Awesome player. He really stepped it up this in week 2. Put on a phenomenal show. He was just hitting 3-pointers left and right. They couldn't stop him. Leanaways. He plays great defense. He hustles. He gets down the court. He makes hard layups. He makes difficult shots. He brought in over 20 points. I believe he was 6 for 9 behind the 3-point line, and is just an all-around good player. He's brand new to the league, and he's here to stay. I'm glad to have him on board. Now we're going to cut to James Ramsey, who interviewed him.
All right, and we are here with Jordan. What's your last name, Jordan? Lair. Jordan Lair. I don't really know his last name very well because when I'm in here announcing, I just refer to him as the Basics. Ex-high school player, not much in college, but hey, when you see him on the court, you'll know why I call him the Basics. Nothing fancy, but he makes it happen. All right, so Jordan, how are you liking your season? I mean, you played here, what, 2 or 3 seasons already?
No, I just played
last season?
a couple games last season.
Okay.
And started this season. Yeah, I just moved here. I moved here early June.
Okay.
Just joined about a month ago.
All right.
And then got a hold of Kevin here and found out about the league. So he let me try it out, and I like it. So.
Well, with that being said, so you're enjoying the league. Who do you see as your 2 most the hardest opponents that you're going to have to face this season?
Well, definitely the team we just played, the Massive Jammers.
Okay.
They're those guys who play together all the time, so they know how to do everything. Just they know how each other play.
That team chemistry is.
Oh
a
yeah,
big thing.
oh yeah.
All right.
And then I don't really know much anybody else here right now, so.
Okay. Fair enough. So, tell me, what is it about your game that separates you from the rest? I mean, I don't just normally give out nicknames to everybody, and when I do, it has to be something special. So, what do you find is the biggest difference between you and somebody else? Why would you think I'm calling you the basics, basically?
Because I don't really, in my opinion, I don't try to do anything fancy. I don't try to showboat. I play the game, just let it come to me. If I'm feeling it, I'll just pull up and shoot it. So yeah,
Well, this game we did count that you had 6 for 9. You went 6 for 9 from the 3-point line. So what would you say about that? I mean, we see you shoot a lot. Usually, I see you taking more deep twos, but I mean, you started to pick up on your 3-point shooting. Have you been in the gym or whatnot?
honestly, I haven't been in the gym until the last 2 weeks I played.
So it's just coming back to you.
Yeah, I've been busy out of town and stuff, and got back in town the first week of January. Haven't had time to get in the gym. Came to the games and just shot and let it come to me.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Interview with the Basics. Look forward to seeing more of him on the court in Ultimate Hoops, one of our better players out here. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and cut it. One love, one ball, one Ultimate Hoops.
Next for the Dallas Athletic League, I'd like to finish with highlighting again the Massive Jammers, who in week 1 actually lost, even though they were our defending champions. This week they definitely made a statement saying that they are back and ready to take it to this league. Brian Rawlings, one of the leaders in the team, he's a great shot. He drives, he hustles. He's a brain out there on the court, good passer, and just brings a lot to that team, so Brian's definitely an asset. They just added Michael Griffith as their point guard, who he hustles. He's a great passer as well, but what I really love about him is his ability to make very difficult layups. He drives to the hoop and just does these crazy layups that go in. He'll get fouled and then make it a 3-point play, so he's just a great player and a smart addition. I wanted to also mention Brajan Montero has been great. He's stepping up his game. He's a great shooter. He drives to the hoop well, makes difficult layups. I think he should shoot more. He tends to pass off the ball even when he's wide open for a 3-pointer. He needs to keep shooting because he hits a lot of his shots and is a great player. And of course, I wanted to mention Ryan Z, the team manager, team captain for Massive Jammers. He may be the best player in the Dallas Athletic League, but with Glass House Shooters, there's Cecil Hood to compete with too. He's one of the best players in the league as well. But Ryan Z, he's a great player. He's smart. He dominates down low. Rarely misses. If he does miss, he got fouled hard, and then he puts it in a couple free throws in. So Ryan Z's definitely a guy to look out for, and every team needs to prepare and figure out how they're going to stop him, because he will always score 20 or more points. With that, we're going to move on to Plano, focusing on your team, Free Dirk. Why don't you talk about them a little bit?
What's up, Dallas? For those of you who do not know me, I'm Billy Hilliard. I'm the league coordinator for Plano as well as the sports department head here. So we're going to focus on my team, Free Dirk. This is, I think, our 7th season in the league so far.
Oh yeah, and real quick, we normally don't focus on our own teams. We like to focus on other teams, but I got there's some great footage of you guys, and they really put on a show last night, so we have to highlight you guys. So keep going with your team. Let's
Hey,
hear
I don't mind highlighting these guys.
You don't mind the spotlight?
Not at all. All right, so we'll start off with Jason Fleck. Started off the game hitting a 3 there. One of his 5 buckets, went 5 for 6 of the game. Runs the baseline really well, as you can see. Gets some easy buckets. Always going in hard, getting a lot of offensive rebounds and cleaning guys up. Next, we have Drew Giddens, new addition as of last season to Free Dirk. Dominant from outside and does a really great job. Active hands on defense, gets a lot of runouts. Really great all-around player.
Now with Drew, I have a quick question. How old is he, first of all?
Drew is 19.
19. How does he mesh as far as, a lot of times young players don't necessarily have a knowledge of the game as much as, more of these veteran players like, you, Duran, Brandon, and whatnot. How is he meshing? How is he molding into that, smart gameplay rather than just, that pickup mentality, 1-on-5 driving down the court back and forth?
Drew definitely has great court awareness, very good basketball IQ, very spatially sound. He actually, he's a great communicator on the court. He actually even coaches me when I'm out there a little bit. Next, we'll talk about Brandon Bussey. You can't say enough about how much this guy helps our team. Outside, inside, bringing the ball up, on defense. Just an all-around great player, one of the better players I've ever seen in Plano. So it's a luxury to have him, definitely.
Former Ninja Turtle?
Former Ninja Turtle, brought him out of retirement.
How does he compare with his chemistry with the Turtles versus Free Dirk?
Definitely, a little bit has carried over. Of course, we have Duran Cherry as well, who used to be a Turtle. So those guys haven't played together in a while, but it looked like they had just played together yesterday. Great rapport between the two, knowing where each other are on the court, knowing where each other are going to go. Very veteran and savvy basketball players. Duran, you can't say enough about this guy as well. He lights it up from outside. He gets to the rim flawlessly. He makes it look so easy, but it's so hard. You really can't describe the way this guy plays. You have to watch him.
I always tell people Duran doesn't know what a 3-point line is, because if he's open, he shoots, and 90% of the time it goes in. So you can't blame him. A lot of times, you see these guys that shoot way behind the NBA 3-point line, and you're just like, why are you doing this? But Duran, I'm like, please shoot. He dropped 43 last night. Shot over 60%. You can't really complain about that. I'd like to recognize you, Billy. I think you started the game off with a 3-point swish. Yeah. That is playing right now. So a way to start the game off, a way to put together an awesome team. I'm glad to see that every single person is contributing to Free Dirk, and I expect you guys to be in the top 3. I'd say top 3. Yeah. Maybe top 4. There's some really good teams out there this season. So you got some
good teams in Plano. Always the Tropics. Tropics are a team to beat, as usual, until somebody takes them down in the in the playoffs. Glass House Shooters as well. The Plano version of the Glass House Shooters, just as dangerous here as they are at DAC. A new team to watch is Team Torch. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with as well as we move further into the season.
How's your team, Free Dirk, going to beat the Tropics? What would your game plan be? They got size.
Definitely.
Humongous.
Try to find, it's all about matchups. It's all about matchups, and they own the court as far as size goes. So you really have to find some matchups that give them problems and bring their bigs out and make them defend on the outside and space the court and hit open shots.
You heard it, Tropics. Every team's out to beat you. So
target is on your back, but it has been for a few seasons. So you guys know how it is.
That's what we have for our Week 2 recap for the Dallas region. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.